All right, welcome to
Get this flight
Pilot
going.
Palette.
Whoa, we're flying. We're coming in
I need
for
to get those
landing.
wands
Yeah, we need to.
to
Yeah,
erect it.
we should get you some of those for
We are on the
your
plane.
birthday.
We're on the flight. All right, and we're talking about. It's a weird mixed metaphor here we have going on, where it's a
Yeah,
Pilot Palette, where we're talking about a random TV premiere episode, a pilot, and there's airplane terminology in the mix, but we're also talking about palate in terms of there's a food metaphor going on here, all right?
yeah. We're
So
mixing our metaphors real hard here in
you
this
can
in
see
this
our
show.
chart right here. This is where we're putting this show on. Every pilot episode we watch, we put on this chart. We'll bring it back up later, but this is what it looks like. Pretty simple scale, all right? And the idea is we watch the first episode of a series chosen completely by random, and we essentially are judging will we want to watch more based just on the first episode or not. Does it do a good job of hooking you in or not? All right, and here we are. It's The Source. You know it. You
The
love
source,
it. The
baby.
Source.
Yeah, give me that. Give me that good source.
I don't know what the
Delicious.
title means. It's a translation of a different title, but
Well, no, that's something that they mention in the show.
yeah.
Actually, um, this is like a region or something.
Yeah, but
of
what is that? Yeah, how does that become the source?
Well, so the source is about the whole plot of the show, because the police are looking for the source. They want the trail to lead back to the source of the hash, which
Okay,
is what they're trying to track
gotcha.
down. That's
Gotcha.
what I got from it. So yeah, like this is sort of like a
Say it.
it's sort of like Breaking Bad meets what was the other meets The Godfather.
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely
It's
right.
Breaking Bad meets The
Well, I
Godfather.
just said
And
the French Godfather, but yeah, Breaking Bad is
yeah,
it's more accurate. Breaking Bad
yeah.
meets the Godfather.
Because you got
That's
like the
right.
cop element, you've got like the drug dealing, you got the family stuff going on. It's um I was a little surprised actually by this
Mm-hmm.
by this show. So
We've already got our Michael Corleone.
basically, yeah.
He's a,
Yeah. They're setting it up
I
in
don't
this
want to.
episode.
I want to distance myself from the business.
Yeah.
You know.
Setting it up real big in this first episode for sure. You've got he's like the estranged, like not really part of the business really so much.
He's like, all right, we'll find this good job, and we'll start paving our own way.
Yeah,
And
and he's got a
then,
girlfriend. He has his girlfriend fiance.
yeah,
He's gonna get married to, and she's
definitely
kind of
heavily
isn't really
inspired from these things for sure.
definitely
And
for
he's
sure
like,
for certain.
and then at the end, he's just like Forrest. He didn't even ask to be a part of it. He didn't even step up. It's just like, hey, your brother's in prison. You're gonna pay up the $500,000.
Yeah, it's like
More
500,000
reliable.
euros
Oh
or
yeah.
something too, which is way. That's it. That's probably like a million or close to it.
Mhm.
It's maybe 750K,
Yeah.
depending on whatever the exchange rate is now, or I guess it would be whatever the exchange rate was back in 2005, because this is specifically taking place
Hmm.
during the kind of Paris riots that were happening in 2005. This is something that I looked up because I totally forgot about that happening. But I remember I'm thinking back to like when I was in middle school, high school, and I remember some stuff going on. Like vaguely remembered some stuff like in the news about some things that were going on around this time, but I plumb forgot about it until I just looked it up, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. I guess it was just an event that I just was
Yeah.
totally forgot about.
And so it's worth mentioning. Obviously, we're only going into spoilers for the first episode. We don't know what happens, so it's only purely speculative. Anything beyond that, I think
Right.
this only consisted of like 7 episodes.
It is,
At
yeah.
least
I
so
don't,
far. I don't know if that's yeah.
yeah. This came out last year, and I don't know if there's a plan to like make more seasons of it. I don't know what the
Hmm.
streaming ratings are one of those things that are just like completely vague and random, and there's no way to like really tell.
Yeah.
Because
And it's
most
like,
platforms don't release that information.
and then a show like this
So,
is never going to be on any of our radars. That's why it's like
yeah,
it's interesting to get it sprung on us.
Mm.
But there's definitely a bit of a budget here. You know, it's like compared to some of the
Yeah.
other stuff we've seen. It's like, wow, they
Yeah.
actually have some sequences, like some chases going on, and some like car
That
scenes, and
that like fight scene in the gym was awesome. That was
yeah.
actually like that was shot really well. The like just the everything about the
He
fight
had to
looked
go and
really
blow off some
good.
steam. He went in there, took his shirt
Yeah.
off. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And got he almost got knocked out, like literally knocked out by a chokehold.
And they,
So
and they just let him
it's
in. I guess you just come in
yeah.
whenever you want, just jump in.
You just
Have
jump in.
some
Here you
fun
go.
with it.
Here you go.
Just interrupt whatever we got going on by all
Yeah.
means.
That would make that's kind of nice actually.
Yeah.
The fact that they have such an open, welcoming gym for
Yeah.
people to do that. Yeah,
So we get this big thing with, is it Musa? Is that how it was pronounced?
Musa, yeah.
Moussa. He's like the big guy, the big man behind it all.
Yeah. The cold open is really intense. Honestly, it's just like you kind of like, what the heck is going on? It looks like these people these people just like killed somebody and they're like butchering the body, and it's like I was like, whoa, what is going on? And
But then he
then
opened it up as like lamb.
it's a lamb, there kind of is sort of an expectation subversion there, because the police are kind of tracking down, trying to figure like, oh, is like what's going on here. They're like really keeping tabs on what's going on, and then there's this huge event party in the streets around here. This is in like a section of Paris that's pretty like low income housing. It's like heavy immigrant population. It's like not very well to do people.
Mm-hmm.
But he's throwing this huge ass party, like massive, like a real humdinger of a party. But yeah, he has like lamb to celebrate, I guess, making $1 million or something, or selling it, like, I guess, or something. I don't know.
And it's like the cops are just, there's a couple cops just spying in on it, you know, and they notice him. One thing about these cops, they're gonna get noticed, you know. They always do a good job of being noticed in their little their little spying activities.
So I can't remember his name, but
The
call
main
him Kid
guy?
Cop, because Kid Cop.
William, yeah. I knew this only because of the nice X-ray feature on Prime Video,
okay.
where you can, you know how it
nice.
pops up on there.
Yeah,
So I was just like, let me see who this guy's name is, just for reference.
Willie.
Yeah,
Okay.
William.
But yeah, I'll call him Kid Cop because he looks like a little kid for most of the time. He's sort of like the up and comer. He's like really wants to prove himself.
That's right.
I hate him. I was just like, he's just terrible at his job. He's like completely like hot-headed. He's like all jealous of the French equivalent of the DAA, basically, because they're showing their huge scores, their huge score of like, because they're able to capture one of the trucks that has like, they had like $500,000 worth of hash on it, which is insane. They have that much cannabis block bricks in this place that's just like 500,000 or however, again, francs or euros. I'm not sure in 2005 if they fully converted over to euros or what. I think they had. But that's crazy. But yeah, he's like getting in the way. They're like all trying to take a picture of the score, and he's like getting in the way like a little baby, like a little baby man, and then completely unprompted, he goes after Musa. That's like his big subplot. He's like trying to go after him specifically, and he does it without any authorization, which seems like
he's going
the dumbest.
He's going rogue.
It's like that just seems like the dumbest thing in the world. Why would you do that?
But he got him, bro. He got him.
He
got Musa. Well, he was chasing. Yeah, so Driss, the brother,
Driss, yeah,
who's our Michael Corleone, he was also there. They were talking, and then they were like, "Oh," he's like, "Oh, looks like there's cops behind you," and they're like,
"Yeah,
what do we do?
Book it." Because this guy, and there's a pretty exciting chase scene.
And then everybody starts coming behind him. It was like episode of Black Mirror or something going on.
Yeah.
They just needed to have their phones out, like recording. It would have been Black Mirror.
It would have been Black Mirror then, yeah, for sure. It's 2005. Nobody's got smartphones yet.
That's right.
So, um, but yeah, he makes it so obvious that he's like, it's like, come on, first rule, if you're doing a stakeout, if you're trying to go undercover and like don't look directly at them constantly. They're going to see you. This guy who's just like completely staring at like completely making eye contact with you. It's like, yeah, they're gonna be like, hey, I think there's cops, some cops that are staking us out here.
But he did still
what?
get Musa, even
He did.
despite the chase and despite the whole crowd being like, "Ah, why are you doing that?" But
It was a
no,
it was a big mistake. It was
no,
like his
because
his
Musa is the wholesaler, and
right.
now they're saying they won't be able to find the other guys because they'll just get out of there, you know. So
Yeah, they wanted to because he's like, we wanted to get him to know what his contacts were so we could like track it up the chain so we can get to essentially so we can get to the source
the
they didn't like come
source,
out and say
yes,
that. They didn't come out
okay,
and say that, but that's sort of like what the implication
yeah.
was. Like we're trying to catch the bigwigs here of the operation. Um you going rogue. I love the like now like it's like get out of here, get the fuck out of here. And he's like, but this is my office. I was like, well then
Get out of
get the
your
fuck out of
office.
your office.
And then he had to go in, and then he took his shirt off, and he did stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
and they
oh
blowed
no!
off some
Oh
blow some
no!
steam.
That was Driss. That
Wasn't
was
that before?
Driss.
I think
Yeah,
that was
that was the other guy.
yeah.
I mixed up the guys, right? It was Driss that did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did what?
They took off his shirt,
where?
right? Wasn't he
Took
the
off his
guy?
shirt. No,
Isn't he the
it
guy
was
that did the
Will.
boxing?
Willie's the guy that went and did the boxing, yeah. Because he saw one of the people that came up to him and his like uh wise cop, or I don't the other cop that he was with during the opening scene stakeout.
Uh-huh.
The guys that come up and give them food from the party, one of those guys is the person that's running the gym. And so he's like, "Oh, I recognize you from the other day."
Okay.
He's like, "You want to?" And then he
Gotcha.
almost kills him. Well, doesn't almost kill him. He almost knocks him out. He's
Yeah.
choking him.
Some of the details kind
So
of blur together for me.
yeah,
But yeah, so there's definitely a lot of stuff that's like borrowed from some cliche stuff. You know, it's like we said, it's like the Godfather mixed with Breaking Bad, so it borrows a lot of elements from those. But also has like the guy, the cop that wants to prove himself and will be reckless and do it his own way, kind of thing. You know, and he's gonna prove himself at some point in this series, right? He's gotta have a good redemption moment or something.
maybe not. Maybe
Where does
he's
he
just
go
kind of
bad?
maybe he's just kind of a loser, like the guy in Andor. Yeah,
I don't
there's
know
like a
that.
guy who's like trying to be. So in Andor, there's like one character that's trying to be like a straight laced like we have to do everything by the book. He's not like going rogue. Like this guy, he's like we have to do everything by the book, but he's kind of ends up being he's kind of a loser.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of lame. But then that's when he decides to maybe go rogue. But I haven't seen season 2, so I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe he's gonna have. He feels like that kind of character where he doesn't really learn his lesson.
He could have a villain arc.
Maybe we'll
That'd
see.
be cool.
I guess going in. I mean, hey, for what it's worth, I think this has been the best palette so far.
You think?
I would say. I would think so.
Yeah.
I actually quite enjoyed watching it. I was a little surprised at how much I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was fun. I thought it was okay. It wasn't like I'm eager. I need to watch the next episode, but
Yeah. Yeah, I would because it is borrowing so many elements. Yeah, it is kind of like I want to see if it's as predictable. I would like to. So I'm already gonna lock in. I think I would try another serving. I was interested. I was like, I want to see more. I kind of want to see where this is going.
Serving. Where would you put it in there? Would you be high or low in the wood?
It's like right in the middle. I would say it's like I was very pleased with the episode. I think it's like it's in a good zone of like it's borrowing a lot of elements, but it's kind of doing its own thing. It's setting. Yeah, it does sort of borrow a lot of elements from a lot of different things, but I kind of liked it just in terms of its setting. Like it is trying to set it during that period of time during the riots where there's a little bit of upheaval in terms of the younger population, as well as like not necessarily like that they're all immigrants, like recent immigrants, but it's like it's clearly like they're not a bunch of white people, right? They're not a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of white French people. It's like people that are like second generation, um, from the I don't exactly know, are they Turkish or of descent or Arabic? I don't know where, like Lebanese. I'm not sure exactly what how the dynamics or the demographics are exactly. Rather in the area, but I'm very interested in that. Like a lot of that sort of angle of it, I found pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, derivative, but I'm intrigued
Yeah.
for sure. I'd like to at least maybe catch another episode, see what's going on with that.
Yes, the thing is that I don't know. Like, I don't know if it does enough for me to be like, and I'm compelled to watch more because it is so many. It is so derivative, but it is. There's fun in there. It's just
It's
like
well
I
made.
feel like it could go along a lot of similar beats of things I've seen.
Mm.
But so for me, I'm gonna put it at the top of. Wouldn't go out of my way to get more, but might have some of its around. That's where
Yeah.
I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, to sort of piggyback on what you said before too, like budget, it's very well made. I think it's not like breaking the bank in terms of like things it's doing, but it's like it's clear that there's production values behind what's going on,
Yeah.
like the settings, and the different action stuff going on. It's pretty cool. So
Yeah. So will you watch another episode?
yeah, I think I'm going to. Because one of my housemates who was watching it, me and him have watched the other two. This is one where he was like kind of interested in it. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
he was kind of like hooked in just from that opening scene where I was like, wow, that's kind of an interesting little twist that they do there. And then, yeah, it's definitely something that if I threw on another episode, I'm sure he'd want to watch it. It is a show where you do have to stay engaged because it is in French, so you have to pay attention to the
Right.
subtitles. Um, but yeah, I liked it. I mean, it's not overly long. It's like a 40 minute episode, so it's like that's not too bad.
Mm-hmm. So, but you did say you were gonna watch all Luva de Pedrero viral moves. Did you do that?
I haven't done that yet. I haven't done that yet. I do kind of want to just know like what the end goal of
What's
that
the deal?
wasn't exactly the most well made documentary I've ever seen,
Mm-hmm.
but um,
Yeah.
you know,
So I was thinking. Also, a guy that came in at the end, like the character that comes in at the end,
oh yeah,
is
yeah.
played by a guy named Booba. Is his name? Is
I
just
saw
Booba
that.
one
I,
word?
I saw that. I
I
saw
was
that
like,
in the
wow.
opening credits, and I was like, "Booba,
Just Booba. The aura
the
of just
Booba,
one word named Booba. All right. Pretty good.
Booba."
I was thinking
Yeah.
a fun segment might be at the end of each pilot palette we could rank the pilot amongst the others. What do you think?
Okay, sure.
So we got 3 right
This is
now.
well, this is definitely up the highest for sure.
I'd say so. For me, it's the Source, Firefly Lane, and Luva de Pedrero Viral Moose. This is my order.
Even though I never really want to watch Firefly Lane ever again, I think I think
Yeah.
that um, I think I did rate it. Wouldn't go out of my way to get more of my Hefsims around because it is a fun. It's sort of like fun trashy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but with Luva de Pedrero, yeah, I think I'd probably rate it the same way. Honestly, I'd probably rate it the same way.
All right.
Um,
There you go. So we'll add to it as we go on. We'll be back in another couple months with more, for sure. And well, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. And if you enjoyed this video, why don't you go check out our review of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Okay?
all right,
Check
awesome.
it out. Old school, 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was in our early days. I remember I watched the 4K. I was able to watch like a fan transfer of that of the New Hope, and it was
Nice.
pretty wonderful. I'd love to try to see that on the big screen someday. It'd be nice.
Very nice. And thanks for watching us. Let us know what you think of The Source. If you watch any more of The Source, let us know if we should watch more of The Source. All right.
Do you have the source?
Yeah. I don't know. What's your source? Also, leave that below as well. What are your sources?
Yeah. Do you have references?
All
Or
right.
sources?
That's it.
All right.